people change more. Know yourself and we will win this war. Too many problems, not enough solutions. You're in the equation, but you're nothing but a nuisance. A nuisance. We're gonna change your mind. Look inside yourself and find hate, find fear. Your life is over here. You want to fade from time, reaching out from the inside your face. Well, it'll disappear with years.
Hello and welcome to Legend of Combat in the Trenches. We have a stacked card here for you tonight and we can't wait to get into this. Let's take a look at this match card. We have a stellar card, Kane and Joe F on the heavyweight division. Kane 0-1 after losing to Andy a couple of weeks ago. Joe F are trying to bounce back from his back-to-back losses. Then after that we will determine who Will Savage's first title challenger is between Uddy 1-0 and Richard Ramirez 1-1. And then the first middleweight bout of Legend of Combat's history, Tolga Kilakislan will take on Dan Crawford, the former bantamweight champion. And then the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the bantamweight title will be settled between Jay Ruddock or James Crawford. I cannot wait for that one. It is the first bout of the evening. There he is, Kane 0-1 after getting sparked by Andy a few weeks ago, and his opponent, the former heavyweight champion, 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses. It's Joe FR. Joe FR on a 2-fight losing skid. He lost to Blaze Simpson, and then he lost recently to Neil Swordfin, and now he's back. His first fight in 2023, he lands like his right hook down Kane. Kane's putting a lot of pressure on on Joe, sorry. And Joe's been knocked down with a head kick. Kane go for the ground and pound here. Kane's going for the ground and pound. And I think Joe's been finished again. I cannot believe how quickly Kane just dismantled the former heavyweight champion. Joe FR now officially on a 3-fight losing skid. Wow. I cannot believe that. Joe FR must be devastated after getting knocked out with a massive head kick yet again. He just threw the wrong punch at the wrong time, and he paid the price for it. He threw a jumping hook. It was kind of like an overhand, but he paid the price for it as he eats a big head kick by Kane, who moves to 1-1. Who's next for Kane? Wow, what a win by the Devil's favourite demon. I see what gets on with here tonight. Satan will be happy with that. Kane moving up the heavyweight rankings after a disappointing loss to kick off his career. Here we go now. It is a fight in the lightweight division. Uddy, the man on the left, 1-0 after defeating Buffy Norma and taking on the man on the right, Richard Ramirez, who does look slightly different from the last time we've seen him. He's grew the hair out and he's dyed the hair as well. Well, he's not dyed the hair. Brown's his natural hair colour, but he dyed blonde in the past. But you get what I mean. And Uddy, he looks so impressive in his first win. But can he keep the momentum going against Richard Ramirez, a man who's 1-1? Ramirez, of course, defeating the man himself, the man that I don't even need to name. He's that good. Do you not remember the man that Richard Ramirez beat? You little fool. Richard Ramirez defeated the man himself. The man. The GOAT. Some would say he's actually really good. Is he a former lightweight champion? No! I take back everything I just said. I just remembered who Richard Ramirez beat. Yes, that's right, I forgot. He beat Rhys Evans. Of course he did. Why? Oh, he's not the man himself. He's not the GOAT. Rhys Evans is a poo on the street, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Ramirez, of course, beat him. He got a win handed to him. But can he keep the momentum going against Uddy? And Richard Ramirez, 1-1, his loss come to Sonic the Hedgehog back in November at King of the Castle. The last time we've seen Dan Crawford, the man who will be fighting next against Tolga Kilakislan. And I can't wait for that one. The first middleweight fight in Legend of Combat. But Ramirez 1-1 And he says if he wins here tonight, he wants Will Savage to lightweight champion, a man we've not seen since December 18th, the week before Christmas. And it's getting a bit pathetic that we've not seen the lightweight champion fight yet at all this year. But at the end of the month, and we've had 2 pay-per-views this month, not ideal. However, Will Savage should be back mid-February to late February. And then the reign of terror will really start. And will it start with Uddy? Or will it start with Richard Ramirez? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure why this isn't the co-main event, to be honest. Because this is probably more fun than the co-main event. Because the winner will get a title fight. But then again, the winner of the next fight will get a title fight as well. Because there's no middleweights in the league yet. There's only 4. So the champion needs to be crowned ASAP, ladies and gentlemen. And this one's scheduled for 3 rounds. Richard Ramirez going the distance in the past when he lost against Sonic, a man who will be fighting Kai McMahon hopefully next week, ladies and gentlemen. What a fight that's going to be. And Uddy, a man who's kept himself to himself. Richard Ramirez more outlandish, more outgoing, and Uddy landed super punch. But Uddy's a humble king, he's a humble man. He provides for his family, he keeps his nose clean. And Richard Ramirez, he's all about the social life. He's all about going out. He's going about making friends. He cares about his reputation. Uddy, he doesn't care about his reputation because he's got such a great reputation. He's a charitable man. Donates money to charity and does all sorts of other things in his spare time, I'm sure. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not too sure. Oh, Uddy knocking down Richard Ramirez with an overhand that came out of nowhere. Ramirez in a lot of trouble after that one. I can't believe that. Wow. One overhand. I know, Uddy bringing that overhand out of nowhere, but he gets caught with an uppercut. That was a good uppercut there by Richard Ramirez. Big Richard Ramirez. Big Dick Ramirez. And I can't say that, folks. I can't say that word because it's a nickname for Richard. And I could say Big before because I just called him Big Richard Ramirez. Big Dick Ramirez. I could get away with that. I could get away with a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. But do you know what? One thing I can't get away with? Racism. Don't be racist, ladies and gentlemen. Is our number 1 policy in Legend of Combat. Racists will not get a title shot. Fact. Who's at the top of the lightweight rankings? Does it matter? Because racism is not allowed. Fact. And Uddy going for an elbow here but doesn't get it, and Richard Ramirez going for a spinning body doesn't get it. It's like a teenager applying for jobs. They just don't get it because they need job experience. But how do they get job experience without doing a job? It's crazy. I'm happily employed, so I don't know why I'm going on about it. I am calling back the voice of Legend Combat, of course. And a good right hook there by Richard Ramirez, a good left hook there by Richard Ramirez as he misses a spinning head kick that would have knocked the jaw clean off Uddy. And Uddy's dentist would not be happy with that. Uddy's dentist would not be happy at all. However, maybe the other 9 would have been fine with it. 9 out of dentists would approve that. 1 would not. Do you get the reference? Do you get the joke I'm making? And the first round is over. And, Richard Ramirez might have outlanded Uddy, but he did get knocked down. So, I would definitely give Uddy the first round. And I am tired, ladies and gentlemen. I am knackered today. But it doesn't matter, because this card is so good. It's keeping me up all night. I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited. I've got goosebumps. I've also got the clap, but we don't talk about that. And a good leg kick there by Richard Ramirez. And good straight to the board by Richard Ramirez as well. He's so technically gifted as Richard Ramirez. And good side oblique kick there to the tempo of Uddy, the man who's in a man bun today. Ramirez sporting the afro. And a good body straight there by Uddy. All I say, Uddy knows what he's doing, but he's been knocked down with a body spin kick. And that was greatly timed on Ramirez's part and badly timed on Uddy's part, who put his body right back into it. He actually put his chest out, and that's why he got knocked down, ladies and gentlemen. It was a bit of a flash knockdown. It wasn't like he was hot for too long. It was a flash knockdown. However, still a knockdown. And Uddy landed a good overhand there, the same one that cracked Richard Ramirez's skull open earlier. And Ramirez seems to be coping well with that. He's not been thrown off his game tremendously here. And there's the stats. Ramirez outlanded Uddy. And you know what? That was not in question. That was not in doubt. He's landed a good few jabs. But when he was, you know, when he was just keeping things real, he's being real. When his B rule goes off on his phone, he answers it within the first 2 minutes. No retakes, no nothing. He's the realest man you will ever meet. He reacts to everyone's B rule, so everyone reacts to his B rule back. Like I say, he's the realest man you've ever met in your life. He's there. He's right there. On the man on the right. A good combination there. He went to the body, he went to the head, and he got a good left hook, and Ramirez knocks Uddy off balance again. That body is hurt. Ramirez has really hurt Uddy's body. Uddy's body, his stomach is giving up on him. And a good job being there by Ramirez, as Uddy doesn't know what to do. Or get hit in the body. Good superman punch there by Uddy. Uddy with a good lead uppercut there. Spinning back fist blocked by Ramirez. Ramirez is 6'1" and has rocked the body of Uddy again. Uddy's seen a lot of good body shots here. Not what he wants to do here. He's giving into the body shots, and Ramirez landed a good jab. He's just a big stick, man. Big stick Ramirez, that's the call. And a good body shot there by Ramirez. What do you think Will Savage is thinking with this performance? This is a beatdown now, ladies and gentlemen. Uddy with a great first round, losing it all here to a more dangerous Ramirez, a man with more energy, more stamina, if you will. And it seems like it's all going downhill for Uddy. You know, after the first round, Uddy parked the car on the hill and then left his handbrake on, and it was just rolling down the hill. Rolling down that hill. You know, that song is playing right now on the CD player of Uddy, and the CD's not even working anymore. He's having a bad day. It's Uddy. He poured a bowl of cereal for himself this morning. He had no milk. Uddy's life's going downhill right now. And will he go down with a knockdown? And I guess it does. But what about a knockout? Will Richard Ramirez finish the job here? Will he finish the inside job that is this fight? And Uddy is hanging on with a piece of string, really. He is barely conscious defending that ground and pound, but I'll give it to him. He did defend it, and he defended it well. That's the one thing about Uddy. You know, despite never being knocked down in his professional career, he's always coped with being knocked down well, as we've seen in this fight, and only seen this fight because he's not been knocked down in his professional career prior to tonight. A good armbar by Uddy. Will we get it? Will Richard Ramirez tap out or his arm snap off? Will we see Richard Ramirez missing a limb here tonight? So, boy, I hope so. And I like Richard Ramirez, but come on, a man with a missing arm. You can't fight that. You can't fight that. Man with missing arm. Write that down in your notebook. See if you could do it. I guarantee you cannot write that. And Richard Ramirez going back to his feet. Probably the smart choice because he's a lot better on his feet than he is on the ground. And you know, at this point he's better on his feet than Uddy is on the ground right now, because Uddy's got no stamina. And a good elbow there by Uddy, and a good takedown, an even better takedown. And Richard Ramirez now going for another submission. He's going for the Kimura, but I don't think he's going to get it at all. Is that a Kimura? I think he might try and warm up into an armbar. Yeah, he's going for the armbar. That's right all along. I am combating the voice of legend combat. I do know what I'm talking about here. The doy. And the second round is pretty much over, but that submission is getting really tight now. But I think he's going to get out of it just as the round comes to a close. Yeah, good round that. Good round. Good fun by Rich Ramirez. Uddy struggled with that. I think Uddy won the first round, perhaps. Definitely lost the second, and now we're looking at who's going to win the third round. You know, Uddy, you know, he's going to have to apply pressure. He's going to have to land some good shots. And Rich Ramirez bowing his head, showing some respect to Uddy, showing some class about him. And you know, say what you want about Ramirez, he is loud. You know, he does talk, but at the end of the day, it's just a mask, it's just a character. He just gets the fights going. And I think having Will Savage would be an amazing fight. You know, one so unpredictable, one for the history books. And that could be Will Savage's first title defence. However, I would never in a million years rule out the man on the left, And I'm not talking the referee, Uddy. Uddy is so good. He's such a hot prospect, coming off a massive win against Buffy Norma. Not everybody could beat Buffy Norma. That is a fact. And, the way Uddy dismantled Buffy Norma. He made it look easy. And that's why people write off Buffy Norma. Because Uddy battered Buffy Norma in seconds. And, he made the Buffy Norma look like an easy fight. But, Buffy Norma has only lost to a few names. Body Stats have been one of them. The former lightweight champion. If he's lost to... But he's lost to Sean Simpson, another lightweight champion. Buffy Norma's lost to credible names. And Uddy is one of those credible names. The good life took there by Uddy. One of the incredible names that Buffy Norma's been bested by in the past. And a good spin there by Uddy. Victor Ramirez just trying to keep a bit of distance. He's trying to grow this fight apart. But as well as that, he's going to try and finish Uddy, I believe. And Uddy, a man who's never been stopped here in Lesnar Combat, he's never been finished. Can he get finished today? I'm not too sure. We do have 3 minutes left in the third round, but I don't think Ramirez is going to try and seek a knockout. And a good spinning body kick now. And a spinning and a body kick knocks down Uddy, and Victor Ramirez going for a finish, doesn't quite get it. But like I'm saying, I don't think he's going to seek a knockout. I think if a knockout comes this way, he will take it. Absolutely, hands down will he take it. But I don't think he's going to actively look for one. And that's a smart choice by Ramirez. And he needs to be careful he doesn't get caught in this rear naked choke here. Uddy on the ground is such a dangerous weapon. But the two stand back up, and now we've got a fight standing up. A spinning head kick by Uddy is blocked by Victor Ramirez, who just needs the torso of Uddy, and he knocks him down with a good spin head kick. A fantastic spin head kick, a highlight reel spin head kick, and he knocks Uddy down again. And Uddy's just been dragged out. He's been manhandled here. 2 minutes left in the final round. Will he make it to the final buzzer? Or will Ramirez just play with his food for just that bit longer? And a good spinning body kick has rocked the body of Uddy again. Ramirez has Uddy exactly where he wants him. He's just trying to pick away at Uddy. And he's finished him with a left liver shot, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Ramirez, who did not actively seek a finish, he got his finish, he got his knockout, he's got a TKO on his record. Richard Ramirez moves to 2-1 in Legend of Combat, and he's got his eyes firmly set on the Legend of Combat lightweight title. Man, if you're Will Savage watching that, your night has been ruined. I cannot wait to see him challenge for the belt. And just look at that, what a sickening body shot that was that ended the fight. Here we bloody go. It's the co-main event. It's the first fight in the middleweight division. There he is, Toga Killikislan. And there is Dan Crockford. We've not seen him in ages. And the two touch gloves in the first Legend of Combat middleweight fight is underway. Toga Killikislan is 0-0. Dan Crockford is 2-3. But this is his first fight at middleweight. In the past, he's fought at 135 pounds bantamweight, and he was a former champion because he defeated terrific Terence back all the way in September. But he's been a bit on a losing skid since then. He lost to James Crawford, and then after that, he lost to Cameron, and then he lost to the Joker as well. So, big names he's lost to, great names he's lost to even. But, he's just not been on the right path since losing. And Toga Killikislan is putting on a bit of a beating here. He's landing great shots to Dan Crockford. Dan Crockford's fantastic to see him. I remember seeing him at King of the Castle back in November in a losing effort. And a good 1-2 by Toga. And good spin elbow by Dan Crockford. Dan Crockford, you forget how good his boxing truly is. I bet Toga Killikislan doesn't know just how good it is. Because apparently he's never seen a Dan Crockford fight in his life, is what he told me this morning in the cubicle. Well, we weren't in the same cubicle. And a good body kick there by Toga Killikislan. And how many times can I say that without messing up? I don't know. It's a difficult name to say. Let's just call him Toga, I think. Big, baldy Toga. Big, middleweight, baldy Toga. Good spinning back fist there. Attempt by Dan Crockford. Doesn't quite get it. But, he wasn't a million miles away. And this one, scheduled for 3 rounds. And the winner of this one, ladies and gentlemen, get this right, will compete for the Legend of Combat middleweight title. And Dan Crockford goes down with a head kick. And Toga, we're going to see how good his ground game is. We already know how good Dan Crockford's ground game is. And last time we've seen it, he got submitted by the Joker. The two comments do not correlate. It was just an off night for Dan Crockford, I'm sure. And a good ground around here by Toga Killis. And Dan Crockford could be in trouble. Blame it on the ring rust. But Dan Crockford hanging on for sure. But like I say, the winner will get a middleweight title fight against the next middleweight fight we see in Legend of Combat, that should be in a couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Ezekiel Edwards will be part of that. His opponent is to be confirmed, and I can't wait. And I think Toga Killis, I've messed up already. Toga Killis is going to take a note out of the Joker's playbook here and go for a submission win over Dan Crockford. Only one man has ever submitted Dan Crockford, and that was the Joker. Can Toga Killis do it tonight? I think he is. He's on the way to do it. But will he run out of time? There's 5 seconds left in the round. Will Dan Crockford get saved by the bell? And he does! We are going into the second round of this middleweight bout. This one's so exciting. Put your seatbelts on and strap in, because Toga Killis is making a statement here in the 185-pound division. And Dan Crockford putting on 50 pounds. You can really see the chub. He's not fought since November. He's had that Christmas weight. He's had that New Year weight. He's had that Thanksgiving weight. He's had all the weight. And, what about the weight of the world? The weight of the world on his shoulders when he was bantamweight champion. Trying to find the press that got to him. It's not an easy thing mentally to become a champion in Legend of Combat. Ask anybody. Ask Blaze Simpson, the former heavyweight champion. Ask Sean Simpson, the former lightweight champion. Ask anybody else who's been a champion. Their second name doesn't have to be the Simpson. And a good leg kick there, compromising the leg of Dan Crockford. Crockford could be hurt. I guess you could call him Dan Crockford, because he got caught with that. And a good spinning elbow. Dan Crockford is back in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've looked him out for a second as he cracks Toga with a massive left hook. A massive left hook. Should I say? Maybe I shouldn't. A good spinning body kick there by Dan Crockford right to the chest of Toga. And Dan Crockford missing a head kick. And Toga making him pay with a knockdown as he knocks him down with a big straight right. And he's got a killer hand. That right hand, that's a killer. A murderous weapon is that right hand of Toga Killis. And he knocks Dan Crockford down with a leg kick. Dan Crockford putting too much weight on that leg, and he paid the price for it. If I was Dan Crockford, I'd be fighting out the southpaw stance here, despite not being able to be comfortable with it at all. But he's been knocked down with another leg kick. Crockford change stance. What are you doing, you weapon? And he gets knocked down again with a leg kick. Toga Killis is laughing at Dan Crockford. And he's going to be Toga Killis is taking his time here. The first middleweight fight in Legend of Combat. It's been a division that everybody has wanted to see opened up. Everybody and their gran. If your gran's still alive, of course. If he's not, unlucky, I guess. And Toga Killis landed straight to the body of Dan Crockford. Dan Crockford not enjoying his time out here. He was desperate to move to middleweight, and I think he's regretting every choice. Go up to heavyweight, fight Tony Vincenzo. Go down to middleweight, fight Stiffy Steve. Take the easy way out. Go up to lightweight, fight with Evans. Do one of those following options. But instead, he's picking the hard fights, and that's the thing I like about Dan Crockford. He doesn't pick an easy fight. He's never had an easy fight, but he gets knocked down with a spinning back fist. And now he's fighting for his life as Toga Killis looks him in the eye in the missionary position, and he's going to try and knock him out with a ground and pound. And Dan Crawford could be in a lot of trouble here. He's been in a lot of trouble since this fight started. Truth be told, he's not looked bad. He's landed some good shots, but he's been a bit overwhelmed here by Toga Kyrgyzstan, who you could just tell he's more adjusted to this weight class. He's fought in this weight class in the amateurs. You know, Dan Crawford has fought in the lower weight classes. He's had to make a lot of weight cut. Toga Kyrgyzstan is more of a natural middleweight. You can see it in the body frame, you can see it in the face. You know, and now the ground and pound crashing down here on Dan Crawford. Dan Crawford is out. Dan Crawford, more like done Crawford. Am I right, lads? Am I right? Dan Crawford moves to 2-4 in Legend of Combat. Where does he go from here? Toga Kyrgyzstan moves to 1-0, and he will fight for that inaugural Legend of Combat middleweight championship. A win this man should be proud of. He's a danger to this weight class, and he's a danger to Legend of Combat. Toga Kyrgyzstan, will he become the first Legend of Combat middleweight champion, or will he just be gone in the stars of our hearts, ladies and gentlemen? Will he just be gone in the stars of our hearts? Toga Kyrgyzstan will get his arm raised here tonight. Dan Crawford looks devastated, and look at that body frame. Toga Kyrgyzstan, what a win from you. Well done.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the main event of the evening. There is Jay Ruddock, the title challenger, as he takes on another title challenger, James Crawford, who looks very different from last time we seen him. This was, of course, on New Year's Day when he fought Stiffy Steve, his best friend in the whole wide world. And he's changed his ring gear, and I'll tell you for why. He's changed his attire to match his sparring partner, Yuri Boyka, a Legend of Combat lightweight who we've not seen in a long time, but he's been sparring, he's been keeping active in the gym, and a good right hook there by Jay Ruddock, who's also changed his gear up since last time we've seen him, which was on the same card as James Crawford, as Ruddock fought Kieran Dullahan in a winning effort, and that's why he's here in this faking bantamweight title fight tonight. And the title is of course faking because the Joker had to give it up due to a hand injury, but the Joker's back and will fight the winner of this fight. I cannot wait for that one. We've seen James Crawford fight the Joker before in a lose effort. Will things go differently in the second time? And we've also seen Jay Ruddock fight the Joker before in a losing effort. The Joker has defeated both men. What happened in the rematch? We will find out in a few weeks' time. And a good body kick there by James Crawford. That's what he's known for best, is the kicks, especially the head kicks. Jay Ruddock, probably best for his superb boxing, might be the best boxer in Legend of Combat, present and in the past. Good knee to the torso by Crawford. Crawford's got his hair out in the past 3 weeks. He's been training in the forest with Yuri Boyka, and a good left hook dodge by Ruddock. His head movement's great as well, and a good uppercut there to chin of James Crawford. And Crawford, he's tasted the title before. You know, he knows what it's like mentally and physically to be a champion, but he's been rocked with a good left hook by Jay Ruddock, who is pressing and knocking down the former champion. I can't believe that. What a superb combination by Jay Ruddock. And like I was saying just before, minutes before that knockdown, James Crawford knows what it's like to be a champion. He defeated Dan Crawford when he was in bantamweight to become champion, and then James Crawford lost the title to the Joker, and Amazing wins tonight and then loses to the Joker again. Will history repeat itself? Or will maybe, perhaps another outcome of that is James Crawford becomes champion tonight, then beats the Joker? Or perhaps James Crawford doesn't win at all tonight. Time will tell, but he's looking good so far. But Jay Ruddock looking even better, I would say. He's got the knockdown, a good front kick there to the upper chest of Crawford. And he stunned James Crawford again. Jay Ruddock has stunned James Crawford again. Jay Ruddock looking like £1 million out there here tonight, or $1 million. And a good right hook by Crawford as he stunned Ruddock. He stunned the former title challenger. Jay Ruddock challenged for the bantamweight title when Cameron Dunn was champion. Cameron Dunn is still on the sideline, folks. He's just biding his time for a return, healing himself. He still needs to recover from the last Joker fight. He took a lot of damage in that one, but when he's back, it's going to be a great day. He's got his eyes set on that bantamweight title that will be held by the winner of this one. I am buzzing. 10 seconds left. James Crawford has took down Jay Ruddock to end the first round. A round won by Jay Ruddock. I tell you what, there's a lot of good action happening at bantamweight at the moment. We're going to take a look at this knockdown, good head kick, and James Crawford just goes crashing to the mat. And it's a bit ironic because James Crawford loves knocking out people off the head kick, and he's been knocked down himself with one. Not ideal, but there's a lot of action going on at bantamweight at the moment. Next week's main event, do I even need to mention it? Voodoo and Patrick Bateman 3 headlining the card. It's one apiece, and the trilogy will be decided on next week's fight night. We also have guys lurking about all the time in that division. The Joker for one, Cameron Dunn for another, Andrew Tate, who's 1-0, and he will be back in a few weeks' time. Apparently, I've heard rumours against the loser of this one bout. I cannot wait for that one. I don't know who that's going to be, but either way, that's an exciting fight. Amazing Andrew Tate and James Crawford. Amazing Andrew Tate and Jay Ruddock. Andrew Tate's only got one win in the league, and that's against Voodoo, and that was months ago now. It's been so long since we've seen Andrew Tate, who looked so dominant in that win as well. I can't wait. And it's just there's other bantamweights that we've not even talked about. New signings. The bantamweight division is on fire, and I cannot wait to see more of that division. Of course, the heavyweight division as well. Luke Power has been promoted to undisputed champion due to Bob Kimball having to vacate the belt due to personal reasons. And we wish Bob Kimball and his family our best wishes, but we look forward to the second reign of Luke Power's heavyweight title career. And a good head kick blocked by James Crawford as he throws out that jab. James Crawford trying to land the jab, but he's been caught with a straight left by the southpaw Jay Ruddock. Ruddock in the green shorts, the green and yellow shorts, looking like a bottle of Sprite. And maybe he hits as hard as a bottle of Sprite as well. Imagine a 2 litre bottle of Sprite being thrown at you by somebody in the crowd. I'd really take an eye out, and that's just like Jay Ruddock's left hand, sorry. On top of that left hand, he tried to throw that left hand to the body of James Crawford. And it seems like Jay Ruddock lands a good left hook there. And you don't want to be caught with a Jay Ruddock left hook. It's always been like being hit with a bottle of Sprite or something. And a good jab there by Jay Ruddock, the man in the mohawk. And a good jab going through again, piercing the left eye of Crawford. His corner really needs to take a look at that eye. That eye might be shutting on him. And a good overhand there, attempted by Ruddock. His hands are so good. So much more superior to a lot of the guys in the 135 pound division. A good right hook there by Ruddock. And James Crawford trying to get some shots in, but he's not landing too much here. And he's landed a head kick. Just like I said, James Crawford loves a head kick, and he's knocked a lot of guys out. In fact, that's actually how he won the 135 pound belt, by defeating Dan Kwok for a head kick that came out of nowhere. And he's so amazing with stuff like that. He's going for another takedown and gets it with 15 seconds left in the second round. James Crawford has ended the round on top. However, has he done enough to cement the first round? I don't know. But Ruddock getting side control to end the second round as we move towards the third round. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Good leg kick there by James Crawford. And that was the only highlight in the second round apparently. But man, what a round it was as we go towards the third round. I cannot wait for the action in this one. I could already tell you this one's going to be a barn burner and one for the ages. The bantamweight title, the Legend of Combat bantamweight title on the line in this one. The last bantamweight champion, the Joker, what a reign that was. You know, the second reign of the Joker. But man, oh man, are we just getting started here? Good left, straight there, Big James Crawford. You know, like I say, he's tasted what it's like to be a champion before, but can he do it again? I can't believe this first time these two are fighting. You know, these two have been in the bantamweight division for so long. Jay's playing games. He's taking on James. He can't be happy. This one's going to get scrappy. Crawford had a great training camp. Is it enough to become a two-time champ? Bring down the roof, bring down the walls. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Crawford is 3-3. Roddick is 3-2. One less title, one less loss too. We are now in the third round. A new champions got get crowned, and Jay Roddick going for a body kick, misses it, and James Crawford applying the pressure. This is where he's going to get the clogs working. The machine's really well oiled now as he's approaching the later half of this fight. We're almost halfway through the fight. If this one does go 5 rounds, and Roddick has stunned Crawford for a straight right hand, and James Crawford now on the back foot. Can Roddick capitalise here? I don't know, man. Good body kick there by Crawford, but Jay Roddick had Crawford stunned with a good straight right down the pipe, and that's exactly what he wanted him to be. And Jay Roddick now landing good shots to the body as well. I mean, remember the body shots he landed Stiffy Steve all the way back on the 2nd of October. That's when Jay Roddick made his Legend of Combat debut back in October. James Crawford, one of the OGs, you know, he made his debut on the 2nd of a fight night in a losing effort against Kieran Dillon, a man Jay Roddick's beat. Is that something James Crawford's got in his mind? Is that something mentally disadvantaging him in this fight? I don't know. Maybe Jay Roddick fought a less superior Kieran Dillon. Maybe James Crawford fought a better Kieran Dillon. Who could say, really? Maybe we'll see that rematch down the line. But a good 1-2-3 there. A great combination by James Crawford. You know, Jay Roddick always brings his A game. No matter who his opponent is, he always wants to do his best. And you know, he wants to be active. He wants 26 fights in 2023. Very ambitious from the boy in the green and yellow shorts. But you know, that's it. A fight every 2 weeks. It's doable. You know, he needs to fight on every card some weeks to make up for lost time, because he's not. Oh, a spinning an elbow by James Crawford has knocked down Jay Roddick. Jay Roddick in a world of hurt. He doesn't even know where he is now. 10 seconds left in the third round, but James Crawford stealing the third round. It might be 2-1 to Jay Roddick, but damn, James Crawford is making a comeback in this one. I can't believe the spinning elbow. Give me a replay of that. Done now. Like right now. I want a replay of that. Right now. Let's take a look at this. Bang, the jab. The straight right that stunned James Crawford, of course. Who could forget that? But let's look at the spin elbow now by James Crawford. Here it is. No, it's not. It's the jumping knee. Show me the spin elbow. And here it is, the spin elbow, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Bang. Jay Roddick crashing down to the canvas. And James Crawford snatching the third round from the hands of Jay Roddick as the fourth round goes in now. I cannot wait for this one. A great third round there. And can we just talk about how great of a card this has been? How great of a card this truly has been. Kane got his first win earlier tonight by defeating the former heavyweight champion Joe F.R. in just under a minute. And a great overhand by James Crawford. Jay Roddick is in danger yet again. Back to back rounds, but James Crawford is taking his time here. A great left hand to the body by the southpaw James Crawford. Jay Roddick's move to the orthodox stance. Very interesting thing to know. James Crawford picking his shots wisely here. He doesn't want to leave his chin exposed. His hands down. You know, he's taking his time. He's not going to risk it all, especially when there's under 4 minutes left in the fourth round. Why would he do that? He's taking his time. He's trying to grind down Jay Roddick. He's trying to drown him out. And, you know, that's what you've got to do against a guy like Roddick. Roddick has got stamina for days. You've got to just try and strip him of all the energy he's got. And trust me, he's got a lot of it. And, you know, Jay Roddick, he's a left great hook. A great left hook even. How many drinks have I had tonight? I am Colin Banks, the voice of Legend of Combat. And Jay Roddick moving out the way, but so does Crawford as he dodges a jumping knee attempt by Ruddock, and you don't see Jay Ruddock go for a lot of jumping knees, so it's got to be something of note to admit that he's thrown one here in the 4th round. And a good kick by Jay Ruddock. That's stunned. James Crawford as he eats another one. James Crawford eating back-to-back head kicks. And man, was he hurt from that, but he seems to have recovered well. Did he go down to the floor? Did he get knocked down? Just ate the head kicks like a champion, or like a former champion, should I say. Because he's not the champion as of yet. He might be after the fight's done. But not as of now. The title belongs to nobody right now. It's up in the air. Anyone can take it. Well, I say anyone. Jay Ruddock or James Crawford. And a good spin elbow. Jay Ruddock is stumbling. Jay Ruddock's stunned. And this one is so back and forth. James Crawford not letting Jay Ruddock take a breather here. Jay Ruddock in a lot of danger. And James Crawford goes to just try and press him again. He lands a good jab. A jab goes through and a good spinning body kick there. Right to the solar plex of Jay Ruddock. And a good overhand rocks Jay Ruddock again. James Crawford now go for the funny side thing. 40 seconds left. Then the penultimate round. The 4th round in this fight. The championship rounds. And James Crawford going for anything unorthodox. Spinning back fist. Overhands. The lot. That's the one thing to throw Jay Ruddock off his game. Something he doesn't expect to see every day. You know, he's a great boxer. But every great boxer struggles with unorthodox movement, and James Crawford goes for a takedown. He gets it, drives Jay Ruddock to the round, to the mat even as the round 4 comes to an end. And look at that overhand. He put all his power into that. He dipped the knee at the right time, got the most power he could from that possible shot. Wow, James Crawford, what a man! As we go into the 5th and final round. Both men have passed their drug test this morning, so don't you worry about that. And the 2 touch gloves, and I cannot wait for this one. Good leg kick there by James Crawford. He might be targeting the legs a bit too late, but you know, better late than never. Oh, it's the wake up call. Good overhand there by James Crawford. James Crawford will definitely go down as a Hall of Fame in Legends of Combat, I think. And Jay Ruddock trying to become bantamweight champion, his first title in his career. Will he get it tonight? And James Crawford goes for a spinning head kick. Jay Ruddock moves out the way and hits him with a good left hook. James Crawford pointing to him. And you know what? I would say this one's definitely coming to the final round. The winner of this round will win the fight, I think. Unless there's a funnies in there. And a good overhand there by Jay Ruddock. But man, both men have been hot in this one. This fight's took a lot out of their souls. But I can't wait to see who will be crowned and declared the new bantamweight champion. There's only been a handful of bantamweight champions in the league so far. And you know, if Crawford wins, the number doesn't increase because he's been champion before. But if Ruddock wins, the number will add on. And a good few jabs there. And the overhand falls Jay Ruddock. He doesn't go for the funnies, but he does knock Jay Ruddock down very decisively. And that overhand came out of nowhere. And I can't believe that. It just knocked Jay Ruddock down like a bag of bricks. And talk about bag of bricks. Oh! A good leg kick there has compromised the leg of Ruddock, who has been forced to fight at the southpaw stance. He's been knocked down by a front kick. James Crawford is battling Jay Ruddock right now. Jay Ruddock on the back foot. He's not even thinking about throwing. He's just wanted to defend himself, but he eats overhand and he's been dropped again. And James Crawford go for the funny here. He's go for the ground pound, but Jay Ruddock just grabs his chest to chest. James Crawford getting back up. Maybe it's too much of a gamble to be on the ground with Jay Ruddock. And a good spinning head kick there, but James Crawford moves out of the way, and there's too many J's in this fight. James and Jay, I don't like it. But you know, what can you do? You can't just rename one, can you? And a good jab being thrown out. He tries to set up that overhand again, but he doesn't quite get it. Oh, a great job, head kick. Has stunned James Crawford. James Crawford goes down to the canvas. Jay Ruddock is trying to get the funny shot. He's knocked James Crawford down. And James Crawford goes for the takedown. He gets it. James Crawford playing it so safe, and I respect it. But Jay Ruddock has the back of James Crawford, and they get back to the fight. 30 seconds left in this fight, not even the round, in the fight. Can someone get a funnies here? Jay Ruddock trying to hang on. He stuns James Crawford, and James Crawford goes for another takedown, but Jay Ruddock stuns it, and Jay Ruddock's going to go for a finish in the last 5 seconds. Will we get it? I don't know, he doesn't. James Crawford goes for a takedown, gets it just to end the fight. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Legend of Combat Bantamweight champion, and I believe his name will be James Crawford. But take nothing away from James Ruddock. A valiant effort, an incredible effort. I think he won the first 2 rounds, and then I think Crawford came into his own in the third and fourth, and then I think the 5th round, I could have went either way, but I would have edged it to James Crawford all day. You know, he got the knockdown, he got the stuff he needed to do, and he got out of there safely. He played that so smart, he played such a great fight. He took him down when he had to, he landed a jab when he had to, he went to legs when he had to. James Crawford, that's a champion performance. That is what a champion is. He adapts. He lost the first 2 rounds, came back in the later rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the bantamweight champion will be declared right now. Who will it be? Whose hand will get raised tonight? It will be the hand of James Crawford, the former bantamweight champion. What a win. Ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time here today. Please join us next Sunday for Legend of Combat Fight Night. We will see you then. Have a great week.